And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Monday, November 7th. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down the most ridiculous slate that we have ever seen. 15 games, all 30 NBA teams. Each one of these games tips off every 15 minutes, starting at 7 o'clock until the end of the slate. So 7, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, 9. It just keeps going all day. We are going to be here for quite a while, breaking down every one of these rotations, getting everything loaded for the rest of today. I'm letting you guys know right now, I'm not playing this slate. I have no interest in the amount of work that this is going to take tonight. I am not on Deeper Dive or Live Before Lock, which means there's no way I'm updating this stuff again later today. It's just... you got to be at your computer from 6:30 till 10:30. There's no other way around it. Every 15 minutes, you're going to get slightly different news, releasing lineups a half hour, 45 minutes in advance. This one's not for me, which is unfortunate because we also don't have a slate tomorrow. There are no basketball games. Process show doesn't exist tomorrow. There is no NBA. So there's that. So we're going to be back after this one on Wednesday for another, I think Wednesday's like 12 games or something. It's a really terrible DFS week for the NBA. Andres, congrats on the showdown win last night. And good morning to everybody. Good to have everybody here. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. There's no reason that I should stretch this out any longer than it needs to be because 15 games is a lot. So good morning, everybody. Let's get this started. I've got my coffee. I hope you do as well. It was a good weekend. So I think celebratory booze types are in order, but coffee, tea, water, beer, champagne. I mean, Liverpool took down Tottenham yesterday. That was a good thing to see. Didn't play any NFL. Just sort of relaxed, caught up in some of the sleep that I was missing last week. So I'm in a good mood. I'm well rested. I just want to attack everything. So coffee, tea, water, beer. Go champagne or something along those lines. Not hungry right now. Had a lot of chicken wings yesterday. Stomach's full. Not a food morning. Hit the J if you can. Rise and grind. That one goes without saying. You guys know the drill. Cheers to everybody. Clink. We got this. Huge slate. This one's going to be ridiculous. It really is. Not as ridiculous, though, as this offer that I have from BetMGM. It is, if you guys thought the $200 in free bets was like a good deal before, slightly different now. Click the link in the description of this video. Head on over to BetMGM. You need to be new to BetMGM. You need to be in a legal betting state, but make a deposit, make a qualified bet. I think it's $10. Could be wrong. Information will be on the link. I think I'm right. Do that. Not only will you get up to a $1,000 risk-free bet from BetMGM, you will also get 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. Now, I think you guys, if you're watching this show, would be pretty interested in 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. If you want to get your feet wet in the sports betting scene, that will help you as well. So click that link in the description. Thank you to BetMGM for that offer. Whoo, here we go. We're going to go down to the bottom corner. And now we are going to start game numero uno of 15. Oh my God. This is a chore. And we start off with one that's immediately not easy to do. Washington in Charlotte, 221 total. And the key piece here, we don't technically know the status of Bradley Beal. He sat out the front end of a back-to-back. So they played yesterday, which is so awful. But he has played back-to-backs this season previously. I mean, the one that they had, he played them both. I have to assume that Bradley Beal is playing today. He is in the COVID protocols, however. That's sort of what complicates matter. This isn't just like he needed to sit out for rest. He needs to just not be in the COVID protocols. And it should come as no surprise that like Bradley Beal starting or not playing is a big piece of information. So if he's in now, he could be back today. Hannah, no, the Stokastic projections aren't mine. Man, I don't feel like I should put him in. It just doesn't. I don't see him getting cleared in a day. He tested positive for COVID Saturday, I guess. I'm trying to read through some of these articles. I think we're going to have to assume that Beal doesn't play today. But it doesn't necessarily mean that he tested positive. That's sort of the problem here. I'm going to leave him out. I'm going to leave it like yesterday. I think that's easier for right now. To me, that's just a little bit easier. If he's not the one that has it, he could be back today. That's the issue here. He doesn't have to be the one that tested positive. And if he's not, then he could get up there, or he could play today. But I'm going to leave him out for right now. For some reason, I don't have Jordan Goodwin added to this sheet. So let's get that done, considering he played 26 minutes last night. So Goodwin stepped into 26 minutes for reasons. Last thing I wanted to do was spend this much time on a Wizards game, the first team out. Goodwin just came off the bench, played normal backup run, then closed with Monty Morris in lieu of Corey Kispert. Sure, that makes a ton of sense. Tons of sense. Anthony Gill played 2 minutes, didn't start, basically wasn't a part of the rotation. So nice to see that they're doing that again. I'm going to assume that Jordan Goodwin won't close and he'll lose that 6-minute rotation and he plays like 20 minutes. You could take Anthony Gill down. Rest of this seems okay. Probably bump Denny. And they just don't really like using Will Barton the way that everyone thought they would use Will Barton. Do something like that. Rates are already changed for yesterday for Beal being out, so I don't have anything to change on that side. Then we go to Charlotte, which I'm sure has like 5 questionable tags on it or something. Okay, no LaMelo, no Gordon Hayward. Terry Rozier back. Cody Martin still doubtful. So that's at least a little bit better. Rozier stepped straight back into big minutes, which is good to see. So for Charlotte, we need to get Terry Rozier back in. So, did that happen the way that I think it happened? On the 5th, Charlotte. Why don't I see their name? Don't tell me I typed this in incorrectly. Did they play on the... Did they not play on the 5th? Or is this just a popcorn machine thing? I think I typed everything in correctly this morning. Charlotte Hornets. November 4th. They played the Nets on November 5th. For some reason, that isn't shown on popcorn machines. Let's see if I can find it. That's going to be, I don't know the Brooklyn acronym. Or the Charlotte one for that matter. Charlotte is CHA. Brooklyn is BKN. Got it. So BKN, CHA. Nope. Other way around. CHA, BKN. Nope. Game just doesn't exist. Good to know. For some reason, Popcorn Machine does not have that game in it, which isn't helping. So I'm heading to add more funds quickly. Add more funds also doesn't have the play-by. So that's a play-by-play error, I guess. There is no play-by-play for Brooklyn and Charlotte at Add More Funds or Popcorn Machine, which means I have no idea what the rotations look like. I don't even know who started, so I need to find that out. ESPN, Hornets, Nets, 11-5. We're not off to the best start, guys. So make sure you hit that like button. So Charlotte started Smith, Rozier, Oubre, Washington, Plumlee. What happened to Dennis Smith Jr. to get him out in 7 minutes? Why did DSJ play 7 minutes against... Okay, so he sprained his ankle. Got it. And he is questionable for today. I have to assume he was going to play your standard starter run. So I'm going to put him in at 31 minutes. And I'm going to say that Teo Maledon is still the backup. Man, they're going to lose a lot of playing time from someone. Jalen McDaniels' minutes can come back down. Mason Plumlee, Nick Richards, PJ Washington, all fine. Guy Jones' minutes can go away. Oh, man. Let's see. That's 225. We need to get Rozier in for 35 minutes. So I need to cut 20 minutes from this rotation. Where do they come from? Oh, my God. I just wish I could see this rotation. I want to know how many minutes everybody played in each half. All right, Book Knight has to lose playing time. I think he's going down to like 14 minutes. Take Oubre back down to 30. It's probably Teo Maledon, I guess, that's going to get this haircut. Because it's not Mason Plumlee or Nick Richards or PJ Washington. JT Thor can play a little bit less. All right, game number 1 is done. Got a pretty good feeling about that. Assuming DSJ is still in, let's see what we get here. So we need Washington. Oops, I got some stuff to delete. Yeah, they don't really need Teo Maledon to be playing if Terry Rozier is back doing some ball handling. It's just going to be a little bit easier for them. All right, there we go. So, no, this way. There we go. I mean, there's a lot to like on Washington. That's what happens when you get a Charlotte matchup. Kuzma, 7K on DraftKings. To me, that looks good. Porzingis on DraftKings looks good. Monty Morris on DraftKings looks good. These guys look better on FanDuel. Assuming Beal is out, 6,500 for Kuzma. Solid price. 7,600 for Porzingis with the power forward eligibility. That's really all you're going to here. Kuzma and Porzingis on both sites. Monty Morris on DraftKings, where he's $900 cheaper than he is on FanDuel. Remember, 15 games, we're not digging at the bottom. We're going to have a player pool pretty easily of like 60 guys plus that all have like decent ratings. So if I don't mention anybody, it doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad play, but like I can't talk about guy 50 through 110 today. For Charlotte, Terry Rozier at 7,700 on DraftKings is the best thing we see. PJ Washington, Dennis Smith Jr., if they're both in, are okay on DK, but Rozier is your best option. Game 2. So 1 in the books. Houston and Orlando. For the Houston Rockets, what do we know? Jalen Green probable, Jabari Smith probable, no Jayshawn Tate, no Bruno Fernando. So same rotation we've had as of late, which is a little bit easier. So I got Porter in for 34. I got Jalen Green in for 33. Jabari Smith in for 30. I got Şengün in for 28. Seems about right. Kmart in for 26. His minutes are never the same. Eric Gordon's minutes are pretty consistent at 31. Don't have too much else I want to change here. Tari Eason can probably pick up those extra 2 minutes. Not a lot going to be looking good here for Houston. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty standard rotation here for Houston. So we'll go to Orlando then. For the Magic. They've had so many dudes hurt. All right, still no Cole Anthony, no Fultz, no Harris, no Isaac, no Mo Wagner. So I guess this is going to be pretty simple. Jalen Suggs honestly playing a little bit more than that says. Terrence Ross played 15 minutes. Why? Orlando lost to Sacramento by 3 that day. Ross didn't start. Played standard backup run. All right, good to know. So we definitely need to bump Suggs' minutes up. I'm going to go to 33 on Suggs. Go 15 to RJ Hampton, at least for right now. We've got 33 in for Paolo. That is clearly going up to 34. Wendell Carter Jr. I have in for 32. I just trust that more for a center. So we'll go 32 and 16 for he and... Oh, no Mo Bamba in that rotation whatsoever. They went to... Bol at the 5, I guess, as the backup. Sort of, if you want to consider him being a center, which he isn't. But it was absolutely Bol. So Bol backup center. Going to put him in for 28 minutes. Franz in for 34 feels fine. Probably should be 35 or 36. We have 16 minutes left over. Caleb Houston didn't play, so I'm going to go ahead and assume it's not him. Von Harris did play. I do have him in for playing time. Let's make that 14. Chuma Okeke, probably more in the 22 range now. Still have quite a bit of playing time left over. Was Bamba just out? So that was Magic 11-5 box score. DMP CD. Wait a tick. What's happening here? That went to OT? Where is this box score? 11-5. Yeah, 2022. There we go. Much better. I don't need the one from 2021. That's not going to help me at all. All right, Mo Bamba was a DMP CD. I got to sneeze, too. Now I'm awake. Sneezes. Just bam. All of a sudden, you're just there. All right, so I'm taking Mo Bamba out of the rotation. I don't see the reason why he would be in the rotation. Terrence Ross seems like a backup now, so I'm going to give Terrence Ross 18 minutes. That gives me a 9-man rotation. Still have time left. That is, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is basically what they ran. They did play Admiral Schofield for a small amount of time, but this is a different team. I need to add Admiral Schofield here. Let's see. We're at 6:51. Man, we're going to be here forever. And give Admiral Schofield those final 10 minutes. Rates all stay the same. So Houston, Orlando is complete for Orlando. We've got Jalen Suggs, 5,800 on DraftKings. That is the best thing that's in this game. There is not another priority for me. Clearly, you can get to Franz. You can get to Paulo Banchero. You can get to Bull on FanDuel at 5,900. But there are no major priorities here to me other than $5,800 DraftKings Suggs. For the Houston side, I like Kevin Porter at 7,400 quite a bit here. Probably have him projected a little bit more aggressively than anybody else, but I think I should. So I like Porter on both sides. I like Şengün on both sides, but nothing too crazy. Porter's good. That's probably more of a me thing than anything else, though. OKC at Detroit. We've got the Thunder 1.5-point dogs in Detroit, 223 total. I don't even like projecting this team right now, so let's get OKC out of the way. No Poku. Otherwise, everybody else is available. Hannah, I do one for everything, so there's no right answer. You just need to go into like lineup rewind or something along those lines, or just regular crunches, and test the differences between randomness and uniques. I'll use one, and I wouldn't make a change no matter what the size of the slate is. But that's not an endorsement. That's just what I do. God, I mean, this Oklahoma City team is so stupid. I mean, they're playing 15 guys. Like, they played 2 days ago, and 14 guys saw the floor. Like, what do I do with that? I got Josh Giddey in for 29 minutes. Sure. I got Shea in for 35. I'm going to make it 34 just because I don't trust it. Dort in for 31 seems fine. I assume no one else is going to look any good. Like, Trey Mann playing less. All right, I'll take his minutes away. I don't know who the hell I give them to. Ousmane Dieng? Sure. I got to give Poku's minutes to somebody. Jalen Williams gets some stupid minutes. JRE gets some stupid minutes. Muscala needs like 14. Somebody else needs to get like 12. Baisley's in. Both Jalen Williams are playing. Isaiah Joe's playing now. I mean, screw this team, honestly. Just don't play anybody from OKC unless it's Shea, Dort, or Giddey. There's no way that you can project anyone else's minutes to be legitimate. You just can't do it. There's nothing you can do here. They're essentially unplayable outside of their 3 main guys. On the Detroit side, that's going to be a little bit different. We've got Jalen Duren in. I already have, so I don't know why I'm deleting that. No Alec Burks, no Marvin Bagley. So this is just your standard rotation. Looks like Corey Joseph is starting to see the end of the road here. It can be anybody, though, that takes those minutes. So I'm going to leave them with Corey Joseph for right now. But I don't have any changes that I want to make. I've got Cade and Bay and Ivy all in for what they need. So another relatively easy one on the Pistons. Ooh, baby. Give me some Cade. Cade should thrash OKC. So I want Cade. DraftKings 7,700. Cade is underpriced. No doubt about it. I want Cade on DraftKings. Best thing we've seen so far is Cade Cunningham on DK against Oklahoma City. Isaiah Stewart for 5,600 on both sites. Also quite appealing. Power forward center on both. I'll take a little beef stew there. But no doubt about it, Cade is the prized piece coming out of this one. On the OKC side, maybe a little bit of Shea, but I mean, you guys can see it. It's just all red. It's not, there's nowhere to go here on OKC. So if we want to try to summarize this so far, I think we've done 3 games. Boom, refresh. Yeah, Cade on both sites is my favorite play. He's far and away my favorite play on DraftKings, whereas on FanDuel, he's sort of in the same group with Porzingis and Kuzma, Kevin Porter to a lesser degree. But on DK, I love Cade so far. This is just a great matchup against Oklahoma City. All right, 3 games down, 12 to go. This is a chore. I do want to quickly look. I just realized that I don't have this pulled up. Content. Yeah, we're almost at 7 a.m. Keith knows. I didn't have it pulled up, so I don't even know what's going on here. We've got 180 viewers and 70 likes. I actually do think that we can get to 100 likes by the time we hit 7 a.m. There's 100 of you in here that have not hit that thumbs up yet. If you haven't done it yet, please help me out here. Let's see if we can get that number up to 100 on this monster slate. As we go to the New Orleans Pelicans, 5-point favorites in Indiana. 235 total. This is going to be a very big game for the Pelicans here. I think if pricing is interesting, the only problem is everybody's back. This should just be a monstrous fantasy game. But there's no way to know yet. So 34 minutes for CJ. I feel comfortable there. Herb Jones came back, played 33 on the second night of a back-to-back, which means I'm giving him 32 at least. We've got, let me take out, all right, Devontae Graham can stay there as the backup. Jose Alvarado can stay there as the backup. I'm going to take those minutes away. We're going to take those minutes away. We got 33 for BI. I mean, he played 36 and 38, so we're going to go 35 to BI. I got 25 in for Joval. I got 22 in for Larry Nance. We're going to make that 23. 32 for Zion. So now the rest of this is just backup run. So it's Trey Murphy and Najee Marshall, I guess. Done. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Yeah, that looks good. So Pels side, simple. Pacers side, hopefully equally simple. Q-tag on Aaron Nesmith. Duarte out for an extended amount of time. Nembhard questionable. So we got 33 in for Halliburton. That works for me. 32 for Buddy Hield. Has been a bit more over this past couple. Averaging quite a bit more. So I'm going to take him up to 33 now. I mean, Nance's place in the rotation isn't going anywhere. He's their closing center. He's a very important piece. Closing center against just about every team in the league. All right, Jalen Smith's minutes make no sense. Nembhard played a shit ton. We don't know the status of Nesmith. Turner for 29 seems fine. Isaiah Jackson for 19 seems fine. 28 for Jalen Smith honestly seems fine to me. James Johnson now not playing. Give those minutes to Nembhard, I guess. O'Shea Brissett played 12 minutes. Don't really need to dish out those minutes right now. So I think we're good for Indy. Which means that we look at the Pacers. All right, I gotta adjust something for Jalen Smith. I can't. Look, Jalen Smith is going to look good for me if I project him for 29 minutes, and I don't really know what to do with that information. It's incredibly confusing, but I don't think that I'm wrong. So I need to check the rates just in case. So far this season, Jalen Smith has played 213 minutes. He's got a 20% usage rate. 20.3. I have him in at 19.5. I don't think that I'm doing anything too crazy there. I have his assist rate in at 1.8 assists per 100 possessions. So far this season, it's been at 2. So I have it lower than that. Rebounding rate. He's pulling down 12 defensive rebounds per 100 possessions. I have it at 11. So I can't touch anything for Jalen Smith's rates. If you assume he's playing 28 minutes, I think he looks like a really good play. It's really that easy. Maybe I take a minute away, take him to 27. We add in the O'Shea Brissett minutes. We take Nesmith up to 20 if we think he's playing. Still leaves me 6 spillovers somewhere. We are at a 10-man rotation. Who do I think would get them? I mean, Brissett could. McConnell could. We'll give 3 to McConnell, 3 to Brissett. I just like Jalen Smith. No way around it for me. Jalen Smith and Miles Turner on DraftKings. 5,700 for Turner, 5,200 for Jalen Smith. I like them both. On FanDuel, the prices aren't as good. Turner is $900 more expensive. So a little bit more difficult on FanDuel. He does unlock the power forward eligibility, but for right now, I don't see it. We're at 7 o'clock. Did we get there? 95 likes. We are going to get there in the next minute or two. I can see it. So hit that thumbs up. Wait, where did I have Mathurin? Yeah, I got to give Mathurin more minutes. That's a great point. I'm going to take him up to 30. And I can take those minutes away here and here. Does that make Mathurin look more interesting? It does. So 5,900 on DraftKings, shooting guard, small forward for Mathurin. Also, not as interesting on FanDuel, 5,700, just shooting guard. 4 games down. Making moves here. Phoenix, 1.5-point favorites in Philadelphia, 217 total. This one's going to be a real disaster. So for Phoenix, we've got no Cam Johnson. Oh, I didn't realize Cam Johnson is out as long as he is. Torn meniscus. Oh, man, that sucks. I didn't see that yesterday. That's awful for them. That's going to get Jay Crowder is going to be here shortly. Campaign questionable. Man, that really sucks for Cam Johnson. Just restricted free agent at the end of the season too. Ugh. Gutted for him. All right, so if Cam Johnson leaves the rotation, I mean, we're going to get 20 minutes out of Torrey Craig. That, has to happen. Dario Saric got dusted off for 20 minutes. I think that can happen as well. I think Damian Lee sees some more time. We'll give Landry Shaman a little bit more time. Everybody else should stay the same. Doesn't change rates. If Campaign is out, that'll change things a little bit. Man, that really sucks for Cam Johnson. That bums me out. That really bums me out. All right, that's Phoenix. Let's look at Philly. No James Harden, obviously. Q tag on Embiid, Q tag on Daniel House. We have not seen Embiid in 3 games. He has not played since October 29th. Have to assume that he's playing here, right? Have to. So let's gut those big man rotations. Let's get Joel Embiid in for 33. I'm going to say that Trez just plays the backup center. Buckwagon in for 28, 34 for Toby, 32 for Melton. Might be too many. Go 31. Korkmaz made his appearance with no Daniel House. Don't know if that holds. Think we're good here. Got to cut 9 minutes. Korkmaz can lose 2 or lose 7. The House loses 2. Rates are all the same because I had Embiid in the last time I made these changes. Phoenix Philly is about to be very interesting. All right, so for Philly, 7,800 on DraftKings, 8K on FanDuel. Tyrese Maxey looks solid enough. $5,300 Melton on DraftKings, I think, is the best option in this game, assuming you think DeAnthony Melton is playing 30 minutes and starting. Not a ton of interest in Harris or Embiid. And then I'm guessing Phoenix looks like shit. Yeah, Phoenix looks awful. Nothing there for me that I really want to dig into. Clearly, starters work. So we're up to game 5 now, right? Yeah, that was 5. So let's add 2 more to the table. So it's still Cade by a mile on DraftKings. Tyrese Maxey joins Kevin Porter, DeAnthony Melton, and Kristaps Porzingis as like the second tier. On FanDuel, it's Brandon Ingram at the top at 7,400. Cade Cunningham, Porzingis, Kuzma as like sort of your top 4. Okay. So far, so good, folks. 5 games up, 5 games down. Thank you for being here. Thanks for getting us up over that 100 like mark, which I can see is now at 107. Always good to see. So we go to the next one. The Milwaukee Bucks, 2.5-point favorites in Atlanta. 226 total. Now for Milwaukee, no Chris Middleton, still no Pat Connaughton, no Joe Ingles. Probable tag on Giannis. So this is the standard Milwaukee rotation. I don't think we're going to have major changes to make here. And I don't. Beauchamp playing a bit more as of late is certainly interesting. Don't know how much it matters, but him being a part of the rotation, not something that I saw. Everything else here for Milwaukee, though, is going to be fine. No changes to a team that doesn't make changes to their rotation. For Atlanta, though, Q-tag on Trae Young. We saw Young still play 42 minutes in overtime 2 days ago. I'm assuming Trae Young is playing. Bogdan Bogdanovic getting closer, but still out, which means this is the same rotation we normally get. Okongwu, backup center to Clint Capella. Every starter plays 30-plus minutes. I mean, this is about as cut and dry as it gets. So that's one of the easier games that we're going to look at. For Atlanta, John Collins on DraftKings at 6K would be my favorite option from the Hawks. Can't say that I love anything specifically, but clearly Murray, Trae, Collins, Hunter, Capella, you can kind of make a case for anybody there. But I think John Collins on DraftKings is the best option. For Milwaukee, I assume we have a never-ending supply of value by the time we get to lock, which will make 12-6 Giannis on DraftKings and 11-6 Giannis on FanDuel a bit better. Drew Holiday still 8,400 on FanDuel. So Giannis and Drew, from an upside standpoint, both look pretty good on FanDuel. You're going to have trouble getting there on DK. Man, we are through 6 games. We've been going for 45 minutes. We're not even close to the end. Oh, stretch it out. This is a monstrous slate. It's crazy. I could not have less interest in playing it tonight. It really is awful. I wish they would have just done like an 8-game and a 7-game and cut it off at, like 8:30 or 9 o'clock or whatever. Just every 15 minutes. That's the start time for all these games. All right, Portland at Miami. The Blazers are 7-point dogs in Miami, 220 total. For Portland, oh, God. Q tag on Dame, doubtful tag on Simons, Josh Hart probable, Justice Winslow probable. All right, so what do we know about Dame's status here for real? Dame has been out for the past 4 games. And I feel like he's not going to play, but at the same time, there's no real other way to project this. Like, this is one of those swing spots where, like, if Dame isn't in, there's a bunch of value for Portland. But if Dame is in, there's probably no value for Portland. I got to put him in because he's questionable. And it's Dame, so I'm going to 34 minutes. Which means that I'm going to cut Keon Johnson's minutes down to 20. And we'll leave Shaedon Sharpe in for 28. Winslow, I think, would then go back down to 24. Greg Brown would not play. Nas Little could lose some time. 31 for Nurk feels a little high. Eubanks in for 18 feels fine. Tricky rotation here. 34 minutes for Jeremy Grant. Where am I cutting these minutes from? I guess they're coming from Nas Little. You do something like that. That gets me to 240. Dame's rates will all stay the same. Honestly, his usage rate probably goes up. Leave everybody else where they are. That's Portland. I just hope that Portland doesn't look good because they're facing Miami. Unfortunately, though, with Miami, we've got a Q tag on Tyler Hero. Jimmy Butler is back. Everybody else that's normally out is out. So we got to bring Butler back and give him his 35 minutes. Isn't that bad? We take Haywood Highsmith's minutes away. We can bring Caleb Martin back down to 27. Max Strus can come back down to, let's see, average 31. And take Strus down to 30. Hero in the Butler games, 32. So we'll take him to 33. We'll take Lowry to 33. Gabe Vincent obviously now loses a shit ton of minutes. That's 20. Still need to cut 9 minutes from somewhere. Oh, those are coming directly from Duncan Robinson, obviously. 14 for Duncan. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Now, we grab Miami Heat rates because these have been different with Jimmy Butler out. Obviously. Miami Heat played in game. Bam Adebayo. All right, so far this season, Kyle Lowry, 17% usage rate. We'll go ahead and bring that one down. Bam Adebayo, 23.5% usage rate. We will leave him exactly where he is. Max Strus, 18% usage rate. We'll bring that down. Tyler Hero, 26.5. Bring that down. Jimmy Butler, 23.7. Bring that down. Caleb Martin, 14. Go ahead and bring that down. Everything else here should stay the same. Lowry assist rate actually needs to come down. Jimmy Butler assist rate is where it needs to be. Double R, what's wrong with Strus for 30 minutes? Max Strus has played 30 minutes in all but 2 games this year. I can make a case that it should be more, if that's what you mean. Even if we just want to count the games where Butler was active. The 3 before that were all 32-minute affairs. I should probably go more. I'm actually going to give him another minute. Take him to 31. That's Miami. For the Heat, doesn't matter at all. If everybody's in like they are. Like if Hero's out, you'll open up a little bit more. But yeah, I don't project minutes based on the Q tag. If I'm projecting Tyler Hero in, then I project Tyler Hero in. There's no minutes to give to anybody else. You're either in or you're out. There's nothing to like for Miami, so let's just put it that way. $8,500 Butler on FanDuel if you want it, but you shouldn't. Portland, if Dame is back, Josh Hart on FanDuel might be overprojected by a bit right now that I need to look at. Yeah, way overprojected. Way overprojected. Okay, so I nerfed Josh Hart a little bit. I got to nerf Nurk as well. There we go. There's nothing in this game. But it's just not... Look, matchups against Miami are never good fantasy spots. If Miami is semi-full strength, or at the very least, it's just Hero, like, they're not going to look great. If Dame is in, Portland's not going to look all that great. If Dame ends up out, we'll get some value here. But for right now, I don't see it. 7 games down, on to Toronto. Man, this feels like such a chore, even though we do 12 gamers all the time. So for the Toronto side, it played yesterday. No Siakam. Van Vliet was back. Was my number 1 contender. So Siakam out for a bit. I assume Otto Porter's not playing the back-to-back. I assume Fred Van Vliet is, considering he played 39 minutes yesterday. Obviously. So we're going to go 36 to Anunoby, 36 to Barnes. Christian Koloko played 31 minutes yesterday. I can't give him that, but I will give him 22. Got Boucher in for 22. We got Precious in for 22. Delano Bant. Oh, we got to give Thad Young playing time. And then I went to Banton, and I think it will be Banton, but I'm going to split it. 17, so we'll do 9 to Banton, 8 to doesn't matter who. Malachi Flynn for the win. I will leave every rate because I've already projected this team with no Pascal Siakam. They're going to look good too because Chicago stinks. Bulls, underdogs here. Zach LaVine is probable. No Lonzo Ball, no Andre Drummond. Kobe White, questionable. Doesn't really matter here. Assuming we're getting Levine, and it appears that we are, then I don't really have anything here that I need to change. Desumu's minutes, DeRozan's minutes, like all of these guys that matter, their minutes are set. Go 28-20 for Patrick Williams and Javonte Green, but otherwise, I'm feeling fine here. Kobe White gets a little bit of spillover, and that's it. Man, I'm gonna love Toronto here. I know that I am. I know how much I liked Levine yesterday. Or not Levine, Van Vliet yesterday. Yeah, just smash Toronto here. Van Vliet, 7,600 on DraftKings, 7,200 on FanDuel. I know he had a big game yesterday. Go straight back. Back-to-back scares me, but I don't care. Anunoby, Barnes, Trent. Grab those four guys here. They all look good. They all look really good. That's the best team we've seen so far. For the Bulls, I like Zach LaVine at 7,300 on DK or 7K on FanDuel. I don't like much else. That's 8 games that we've taken a look at now. So we are now past the halfway point. Man, this slate is a chore. It's just too big. For some reason, Drew Eubanks doesn't have a salary on FanDuel. And I guess I forgot the Pelicans. Philip, I'll go back, look at the Pels quickly for you. Brandon Ingram, 7,400 on FanDuel. Looks great. 8K on DraftKings. And then Zion for 8,300 on FanDuel. Why does Drew Eubanks not have a FanDuel salary? Is he like Drew Eubanks Jr. now? Because I don't have this pulled down far enough, apparently. First 15 games late. Didn't know. Didn't know. Tell me that I have that set up incorrectly. God damn. So annoying. All right. Got to make that 600 and 600. That work? Eubanks fixed? Eubanks fixed. All right. Fred VanVleet is your new number one guy on FanDuel at 7,200. Pretty clearly passes Brandon Ingram, Cade, Porzingis. So firmly number one. Cade still firmly number one on DraftKings, but VanVleet is now up there. I mean, look at this 7K range. VanVleet, Maxey, Kevin Porter, Kristaps Porzingis. All these guys look so similar at similar price tags. Austin at Memphis. Let's save this file because if we lose this, I will not update it ever again. Celtics are 4-point favorites in Memphis, 231 total. I don't know what we're going to get here. For Boston, Al Horford is back. There is no Luke Cornett. There is no real curiosity for this game. We know the rotation for Boston, particularly when Horford is healthy. Probably get like 7 minutes out of Blake Griffin or something today with no Luke Cornett. Coffee is essentially gone. That's depressing. Only made it to the halfway point of the show. For Memphis, Q-tag on Steven Adams is actually really, really, really important here. Obviously left early in the last one, but him not playing would really change a lot here for Memphis and probably create some value that we want. That said, assuming Steven Adams is playing, then I don't have changes that I want to make here. These rotations are pretty much just set in stone then. So I don't have anything to change for Memphis. The pace of this game is interesting, but no real standouts. Brian, now I'm not getting another cup right now. Desmond Bain on DK at 7,700 is fine. Dylan Brooks on FanDuel at 5,400 is fine, but there are no priorities here for Memphis. Boston might get the pace bump boost here. They don't really. Nobody looks good. It's just that everybody looks fine. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tate. Like, Jaylen Brown's 8,300 on FanDuel. That's interesting to me. Or 8,400 on DraftKings. Tatum is in the 10Ks. That's fine. You know, Smart is fine. Horford's fine. Derek White's fine. Just no priorities here. This slate is incredibly difficult so far. I don't know if we're going to find something in the next 6 games, but so far, awful. Just truly miserable. And I don't mean to like talk about it like that, but just for a 15-game slate, if everything looks the same, I mean, we're talking about optimal rates of like 8% for some people that are high. That's just not, it's not an entertaining product today. For the Knicks, 4.5-point dogs in Minnesota, 230 total. No Mitchell Robinson. Quentin Grimes, questionable. Have to assume that Hartenstein's just getting all sorts of center minutes today. So I'm going to put him in for 32. And then I assume Jericho Sims would have been the backup. Who did they actually make the backup? Randall? So this was 11-5. Knicks got beat by 15. Hartenstein came off. Jericho Sims backed him up at the beginning of the game. Never saw the floor again. They then went to an Obi Toppin, Julius Randle front line. Hartenstein then played basically the rest of the game. But they were willing to go to Toppin Randle. Finally. But Obi Toppin still only played the same amount of minutes, which is hilarious. So we are going to give Julius Randle a little bit more time here. I'm going to say Toppin gets to 18, but I can't go too much further. We saw Quentin Grimes not play, but I assume is playing here. Barrett in for 34, sure. 34 for Brunson, sure. Again, 36 for Randall, I think, is going to be something they have to do. Derrick Rose's minutes are always shitty. Evan Fournier now, shittier minutes. Cam Reddish. The relationship between Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, and Evan Fournier is going to be quite interesting. I don't... We'll go 18, 14. Do something like that. Don't know how I feel about this Knicks team today, but I got a sneaky suspicion Julius Randle is going to look really good. Minnesota. What do we got going on for the Timberwolves? No Rudy Gobert. Oh, yeah, he's out with COVID. Fitting. So that actually makes things kind of easy here. Karl Anthony Towns is just going to become the starting center again and play 35 minutes. Naz Reid will be his backup. Slow-mo stepped into 30 minutes, as did Taurean Prince, who started yesterday. That was yesterday, right? Nope, 2 days ago. Minnesota won by 12. Slow-mo started, played very normal rotation. We're going to 30 on slow-mo. Jaden McDaniels also played 30 minutes, so that's good. We got to give Taurean Prince, I don't know, 24, 26. something like that. We move 8 there, 18 there. All right, 26 for Prince, McLaughlin, fine. Naz Reid, fine. Jalen Noel, fine. Russell, fine. One spillover, Austin Rivers minute. This is going to be a very interesting set of games for this. Like, I don't think they like the way they're playing offensively, and bringing Towns back is going to help them out a lot. Going to a 5-out with Towns is so much different than having Gobert. So offense is going to look a little bit different. Decent chance we really like Minnesota here. Let's check it out, though. For Minnesota, yeah. Kyle Anderson, Jam City, 4,100 on DraftKings, 36. Slow-mo's 3,600 on FanDuel today. What? Get out of town with that. All right. Absolute Jam City of Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson is unquestionably the best play we've seen, and it is not even remotely close. Edwards looks good on both sites, 8,200, 8K. Towns is okay. Taurean Prince works as a value play, but Kyle Anderson is the best play on the slate today. Bar none. Bar none. For the Knicks, Isaiah Hartenstein is just as good as Kyle Anderson. 5,200 on DraftKings, 5,200 on FanDuel, where he's the power forward. Keep that in mind. I think Julius Randle is in for potentially extra minutes. At 36, he stands out. Happy to go to Brunson or Barrett. This is the best game we've seen so far. Knicks, Wolves. And that was game number what? 10? Wait till we see the top of this list now. Isaiah Hartenstein and Kyle Anderson are both 4 points clear in value of Fred VanVleet and Julius Randle on FanDuel. That's how much better they are. 4 points. It's not even close. On DK, they still haven't caught Cade at 7,700, which legitimately makes me think that I'm under or over projecting Cade, but that's fine by me. Isaiah Hartenstein, exceptional. Kyle Anderson, exceptional. Those two guys are cash game locks at this point. Love that game. 5 more to go now. Denver and San Antonio up next. We have 250 people in here, 133 likes. Keep hitting that thumbs up. We have 5 more games to go on this monster. Denver, San Antonio. Here we go. Nuggets, 7.5 point favorites, 232 total. Don't know what we have here for Denver today. I lost my sheet. There we go. Denver, doubtful tag on Zeke Naji, doubtful tag on Ish Smith. None of this should really matter. Bones is back. So we get Bones back in for his 21 minutes. Von Reed could leave the rotation. Christian Brown could go back to 12 minutes a game. Bruce Brown in for 25 feels about right. Everybody else should be the same. I'd probably go to 29 on Jamal Murray at this point. Take DeAndre Jordan down a peg. MPJ in for 29. Aaron Gordon in for 30. KCP in for 31. Yeah, Denver's in. Denver's easy. San Antonio on the other side. No telling who's healthy here. Q tag on Zach Collins. Q tag on Romeo Langford. So everybody good is fully available. That's helpful. Which means that we probably don't have many changes to make. Trey Jones in for 29. I'm comfortable there. 31 for Devin Vassell. I'm comfortable there. 33 for Keldon. 29 for Jakob Poeltl. Malachi Branham still playing. Josh Richardson in for 24 might be too many. Go to 22. Collins is fine. Doug McBuckets is fine. Where do these final minutes go? Roby? Is it Roby? 12 to Roby. I don't think we're going to be liking a lot here from San Antonio. It's possible Denver looks really good, though. If I remember correctly. Let me just see. San Antonio is the number one team in pace right now. Denver is 18th. So this is a bit of a pace up spot here for Denver. For San Antonio, no priorities. Maybe you get a little bit of Keldon, but there's nothing there. For Denver, 10-7 Jokic on FanDuel. That's your pay up option today. He's going to look like the best pay up option on FanDuel, I think. And we're going to have the salary to get to him. Nothing else for Denver looks good, though. I'm so not a Bones Highland fan. So hopefully he doesn't do anything crazy. Brooklyn Nets. 6.5-point dogs in Dallas. 215 total. Reminder, Dallas, the slowest team in the league by a lot. For Brooklyn, obviously no Kyrie. We don't know the status of Ben Simmons. He is questionable for today. That's not fun to know. Ben Simmons. All right, I'm going to put Ben Simmons in, and I'm going to assume he plays 30 minutes. And then I assume we go Claxton 28. Watanabe loses a bunch of playing time. Markieff Morris doesn't get any minutes. David Duke doesn't get any minutes. Watanabe goes back to, 12. Cam Thomas has been playing quite a bit more now with no Kyrie. I don't know if that's a Ben Simmons thing. I'm going to take him up to 21 minutes. The rest of this seems fine. 24 for Patty Mills. That's not happening. That's got to be 14. 25 for Edmund Sumner also doesn't feel right. I got to get Curry in here. We're going to take Sumner down to 16. That'll get me to 19 minutes I want to give Seth Curry. That seems good enough. The real piece here is that we probably don't like anything other than Durant. So you got to remember, this is the worst possible matchup you can get in the league. For Dallas, everybody that's normally available is available. We have seen Dwight Powell basically take JaVale McGee's spot. Crazy. Maxey in for 25. Yeah. 31 for Reggie Bullock. Sure. Luka's minutes are fine. Dinwiddie's really starting to ramp those minutes up. We're going to give him another one. Josh Green as well. In lieu of who? Nobody, I guess. I don't think this one's going to look very good. All right, for Dallas, nothing really here for me. Luka's 12-5 on DK, 11-8 on FanDuel. No priorities there. Like, obviously, you can always get to Luka. I don't find the rest of the team to be all that appealing. And then when we look at Brooklyn, like, sure, 10-5 for Kevin Durant on FanDuel is going to look pretty good. 11-1 on DraftKings looks fine. I don't want anything else from Brooklyn. It's too slow. What do we got left? 3 games to go here. This has been nuts. The crunches are going to be so disappointing. 270 people here, which is fun. Let's get to Sacramento. We've got Sacramento Kings, 7.5-point dogs in Golden State. 230 total in this one. Great spot for the Warriors. So for Sacktown, everybody's available, which means I'm going to cut this whole rotation and start from scratch because I had Fox out from the last times. So we're going to do De'Aaron Fox in for 35 minutes. Yeah. 35 for Fox. 32 for Sabonis. 16. Oh, wow. They've actually changed up the Rashawn Holmes stuff. Keegan Murray seems to be like 30 minutes, something like that. Harry B in for 33. A Barnacle of the Bay. Kevin Huerter in at the 2. Playing 32 minutes a game. Now, the rest of this should be pretty easy. Davion Mitchell, backup run. I'm going to go Rashawn Holmes, backup run. Trey Lyles, backup run. Malik Monk, backup run. $22 minutes from Monk. Perfect. Rates all stay the same. I never made any changes with Fox out. Fizzy, I don't agree with you. This will not be exciting. This will be awful. It's an awful slate. Promise. For Golden State, I believe everybody's available. Curry in, Thompson in, Wiggins in, Draymond in. No DiVincenzo, no Andre Iguodala. We obviously saw a slightly different rotation for Golden State this last time out. Now let's get back to the regularly scheduled programming. Steph Curry in for 34 minutes. Jordan Poole in for 29 minutes. Kevon Looney in for 23 minutes. I'll go 24, actually. James Wiseman in for 12. Draymond Green in for 30. Clay in for 30. Wig in for 33. Now we get the rest of the backups. So JaMychal Green gets like 16. Moses Moody gets like 16. Ty Jerome gets like 16. That works for me. Done. Rates. Ugh. Forgot that I got to get rates for this stupid team. All right. Rates for Golden State. Games that Steph Curry played. All right, Curry this season, 30.5% usage rate. Wiggins is at 20.5. Draymond is at, it doesn't matter. I would never set Draymond. Clay at 26.5. And we got to get Jordan Poole at 24.5. Everybody else just falls into place. I do want to look at Wiggins' rebounding rate, 5.5. Don't need to change it. Everything else can stay. So, Golden State. Oddly enough, we like a little bit more of this than I would have expected. Clay for 5,700 and 5,500, best play from the Warriors, but happy to get to Curry on DraftKings at 9,900. Just looks better on DK. Draymond looks fine on both. For Sacramento, no real priorities, but Fox, Barnes, Sabonis, solid enough. Wait till you guys see these crunches we're going to run in 2 more games. How hideous this is all going to look. Let me do this quickly. All right. Lakers at Jazz. Lakers are 3-point dogs to the Utah Jazz, 229 total. That is an embarrassment for the Lakers, I must say. For the Lake Show. No Patrick Beverly. No Dennis Schroeder. They played on the 6th. What did they do? Who started? Wow, they dusted off Kendrick Nunn for basically the Bogans. Good to know. All right, so we're going to give Kendrick Nunn 20 minutes. I'm going to give Russ 28. Yeah, Kenny, that's why I'm not interested in this. I think this is mostly easy. Troy Brown in for 26. Austin Reeves in for 25. Matt Ryan in for 15. Wenyen Gabriel in for 14. Juan Toscano Anderson in for 10. Same rates. Yeah. Lakers are easy. Utah also easy? Or is somebody out here for Utah? Q-tag on Conley. Q-tag on Jared Vanderbilt. All right, so there's not a real Q-tag on Conley. They're on the back-to-back. He played a back-to-back earlier this season, did he not? All right, so he played one and sat one. I'm leaving the Utah Jazz rotation. I'm leaving the Utah Jazz rotation the same here. Vanderbilt missed yesterday with the adductor. We don't have the information, so I'm not touching the Jazz. There may be changes, but I'm not making any changes for today. So for Utah, oh, wow. So Utah actually looks pretty interesting. Yeah, LeBron versus Markkanen is must-see. That's something like that. Markkanen looks really good on DraftKings at 7,500. Colin Sexton looks really good on DraftKings at 4,600. Conley, if he plays, looks all right. There's going to be a lot of interesting plays and value on the Jazz tonight, especially if Vanderbilt is out again and Conley ends up sitting. There's a ton of value in Utah, which is awful to think about because this game starts at like 10:15 tonight. For the Lakers, I mean, AD, 9,100 on DraftKings, no-brainer play. They've raised LeBron's price on FanDuel now, but I think AD and LeBron both look solid on the FanDuel side because Utah's defense is terrible. But AD on DraftKings is a no-brainer, one of the best plays of the day. And finally, we close it out. Cleveland Cavaliers, 1.5-point favorites at the Clippers, 220 total. For the Cleveland side, no Ricky Rubio, which means everybody's in that is normally in. All right, this is the rotation from 2 games ago, so let's start this one over. We're going to have Darius Garland in at the point, playing what looks like 35 minutes a game. And then Donovan Mitchell is the backup, plus another 25, 24, 37. I'm going 37 to Mitch. I'm going 37. Jared Allen in for his standard 32. Kevin Love can back that up. Evan Mobley in for his 33. That's easy. Dean Wade in for 24. Karis LeVert in for 30. Teddy in for 17. Isaac Okoro in for 16. Bang. Boom. Cleveland easy. I guess I should look up their rates now. We've had a little bit of a sample to find out what they're doing for usage rates. All right. Mitchell, big time usage rate, but I definitely think it needs to go down a bit. So Garland has played, what, like 100 minutes at this point? He has a 28% usage rate. But his usage rate stays the same. I'm going to keep Donovan Mitchell's normal usage rate as well. Karis LeVert has been down. I'm going to leave Mobley in at his 20. We're going to leave Jared Allen in at his 18.5. I would lock LeVert in at 20. Everybody else just deals with it. All we can do. So that's Cleveland. Oh, and then the Clippers are probably just a tire fire of randomness. Clippers. Q tag on Reggie Jackson. No Kawhi. Probably no John Wall. Back-to-back. Did not play that back-to-back. Did not play the front end of this back-to-back. So he played yesterday. So I assume we're taking John Wall out. I mean, if Reggie Jackson doesn't play, that's kind of crazy. Oh. All right, so Terrence Mann's got to get like 24 minutes. That's just happening. Who do we... Kennard's still out. So someone else is going to have to step into this rotation. Zubac's minutes are fine. Marcus Morris's minutes are fine. Marcus Morris's minutes are light. Holy shit. Yeah, I got to go to 34 there on Morris. I probably got to go to 30 on Zoo as well. Covington in for 16. Didn't really play a ton yesterday. Maybe he'll play a little bit more today. 35 for PG. Got to make that 36. So I just sort of have like 12 minutes to go to somebody. I'm just going to give him the Brandon Boston. Could be more minutes to Norm Powell or Terrence Mann. We got to see the action, or we got to see what happens for Reggie Jackson. That'll be the interesting piece. The Clippers might have like an infinite amount of value. And again, like, what do you do with that in the last game of a 15-gamer? God, I don't even want to try to crack this code. Guys, thank you for being here with me. Hit that like button. It is time to run crunches. 280 people, 154 likes. Let's figure out what this slate can actually look like. It is gross. Gross as far as I'm concerned. All right. FanDuel projections first. FanDuel optimal. $352.23. So the optimal by 40.46. Cade, Van Vliet, BI, Melton, LeBron, Kyle Anderson, Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Isaiah Stewart. The Isaiah combo. Love to see it. Power rankings on FanDuel. Yeah, Chris, I'm not playing this slate. There's no way. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to sit down at my desk at 5:30 and never be able to stop looking at this until 10:30. Like, I just have no interest in that. I'll get done the strategy show today. Dust the old hands off. I won't play Wednesday either. I think that one's too big. They're just not enjoyable. All right, power rankings on FanDuel. Pretty easy here. Kyle Anderson is number 1 by a mile. Isaiah Hartenstein is number 2 by a mile. Fred VanVleet is pretty cleanly 3. Julius Randle 4. Brandon Ingram 5. Then you get Kuzma, Reggie Jackson, Kevin Porter Jr., Cade Cunningham. But there are only 2 plays that are clearly on a different planet. On DraftKings, I think that's going to be the same. What's my personal preference? I mean, I'd like to keep it anywhere under 10. If it wasn't for like late news and swaps and the way that basketball works, I wouldn't care that there were more games. It just creates so much additional work. Like if my wife were out of town or something, I would play the slate because I just wouldn't have anything else to do. I would be sitting here, but if I can do something else tonight, then I'd rather just do something else. DraftKings optimal by 0.49. Cade Cunningham, DeAnthony Melton, Kyle Anderson, Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, Zach LaVine, Anthony Edwards, and Colin Sexton. Ultra balanced here. Hartenstein, the key piece, as is Kyle Anderson. Power rankings on DraftKings before we get out of here. Not that we don't know what this is going to look like. Kyle Anderson, Isaiah Hartenstein, very clearly the top 2 plays on DraftKings. Julius Randle, Darius Garland, Jalen Suggs, Melton, Maxey, Markkanen, Edwards, Cade, all rounding out the top of the list. But very clearly, Isaiah Hartenstein and Kyle Anderson, at this moment, 7:58 a.m., they are the 2 best plays on today's slate, bar none. Whoo, boy. Guys, we here now. We done. 15 games up, 15 games down. Brian Cobb with the super chat. Cup of coffee on me. Thanks, Josh, for your advice. Brian Cobb, you are the absolute best. Thank you for that. I'm going to take you up on that coffee and go get one right now, along with eating myself a little bit of breakfast. Please enjoy your day today. I will have contenders out shortly. I will be on the strategy show at 9:45 with Adam. We are going to zip through that bad boy, so be ready. Otherwise, that's it. You don't have me on the strategy show or live before lock tonight. Remember, no process show tomorrow. There are no NBA games, no NBA content whatsoever coming out tomorrow. So nice day off. We'll be back again Wednesday morning. Guys, this was The Process.